Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Super Conqueror, the Tier 10 British heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Lakeville and it's under the command of Captain Ashstorm. And I don't detect any tank noises at the moment, so I'm a bit worried that this replay might have to start again. Nope, doesn't have to. We've got noises. Phew, that's a relief. You've no idea the trouble I had trying to find a client that would actually make this replay work. Well, the Super Conqueror, it never actually existed because the turret was basically a Conqueror turret that was put on the test range to test the Malkara missile. I think Jingles actually explained about that. So it's actually basically a Conqueror tank with an upgraded turret. Spaced armor around the turret, much like the standard Conqueror, but it's able to stand a lot more damage. And basically this tank was put into the game to replace the FP215B. Now that's not the tank destroyer, that's the heavy tank. But that heavy tank is now back in the game because obviously you can buy it through the bond store if you've got enough bonds. And it's actually quite a decent tank as well. That's a rear mounted turret heavy tank. This one is the standard sort of tank with a turret in the center. Okay, well, it's got the 120mm gun because of course the British opted to use the American gun, an American design gun, for their heavy tanks for commonality, I suppose. Of course, actually later on they did choose to go their own way when it came to guns, but to start with, yes, it's got 400 alpha, penetration of 259mm of arm with standard ammo, and with the APCR it's capable of 326mm. And his first shot goes into a Progetto 46, and standard ammo is all he really needs for that guy because he's got very thin armor. He could probably fire through that wall actually. In fact, that's exactly what he does, but unfortunately the Progetto doesn't get hit. Now it's got a fairly slow top speed, it's only 34.3. Oh, nearly hit the guard. He was very lucky that he didn't hit him because he might have missed out on his high caliber if he gets one. And he's just been shot in the rear by the Conqueror on his team, probably because he's hogging the rubble to side scrape. And I think the Conqueror wants to get some in on the action. Well, we've got the front end of a Tortoise, which, as you know, that part is very difficult to penetrate, but he actually goes for the lower plates and he gets it. So he's picked up another 399, which is a low roll. And there you go, puts another one in, but this time around it's a high roll, 450. Of course, the Conqueror and the Super Conqueror were the last really heavy tanks that the British designed. I should say Conqueror only because, of course, the Super Conqueror never actually existed. But the Conqueror was the last true British heavy tank before they moved on to the main battle tanks. And of course that one ended up with the Centurion and then the Challenger. And of course the Centurion was a really good British tank, which was unfortunately troubled by a very, very bad engine. Would have been the best tank in the world if only they'd stuck a standard diesel engine in it instead of trying to go and make a multi-fuel engine, which unfortunately didn't work. Well, he's deflected 2 shots there, but he did take some damage from the Tortoise. Oh, and now the T-54 is firing heat rounds at him with the 100mm gun. Not good. In fact, the T-54 has fired 3 heat rounds actually, and only got a, is that 3? No, it's actually 2. He got a critical hit with one of the shots. Okay, so he's just holding up here for the moment. So that T-54 is a bit of a problem. Puts one into the side of the T10. Is the T54 going to try again? Yes, he does. And it looks like he's hitting the lower plate. But we put one back into him. He's blocked that shot as well. Now, can we finish off this T54? The T10's gone. T54 backs up. We will finish him off and then we can move on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was actually going to the lower plate. Yeah, it is the lower plate. That's where he was penetrating. You can see 3 holes in there. Now, the version of this client is a version without mods. That's why you're not seeing the usual markings. I hope that's okay. Some people actually like the Virgin mods because obviously there's nothing to distract them at all. Just the standard screen. Well, instead of finishing off that T54, oh, he finishes off the Tortoise instead. Who made a bit of a wild decision to go around, and he's paid for it. And now the standard B is going after that T54, or is it the Conqueror? I think it's the Conqueror who's actually going to get the T54 if he's still there. And I think that Captain Ashstorm's decided the best thing he can do is go back to his own cap, because there's a 50 TP there. Our Arty's had to come this far south to, or this side east I should say, to ensure that he doesn't get wiped out. The scores are still even. Captain Ashstorm with 3,373 hit points of damage so far. Okay. No sign of the T50 TP. Our Scorpion is at our cap area, but he can't see. Oh, we can see them now. He's right in the in that dip area, and the Object 261 just managed to smash the 50 TP. Took away a huge amount of his hit points. Didn't kill him, but that certainly made Captain Ashstorm's job a lot easier. And all the Scorpion needs to do is just hold the guy there until Captain Ashstorm turns up. Okay, he's saying to the Scorpion, pull back out, but in fact he's going forward, which could be fatal to the Scorpion if he's not careful. Oh, Scorpion's gonna lose hit points. Yeah, he's pulling back now. Too late. Too late. If only he'd listened to Captain Ashstorm, he could have saved himself, but now he's got wiped out. That's cost him. But Captain Ashstorm finishes off the 50 TP, and now he's going to head north and deal with the rest of the enemy. Unfortunately, the rest of the enemy seems to have dealt with his attackers. And that's the Conqueror gun carriage laying down the law, saying, yeah, I know where you are. A near miss took away 290 hit points, but he's still got a number of his hit points from the... And I think he's going to go defensive now, because I think that T54 is going to come down the valley. The Object 261's moving back to the cap. If the ELC goes down the lake road, the Object 261 will tell us, or show us on the minimap. But in the meantime, Captain Ashstorm's getting ready for whoever comes down the valley. 10 degrees of gun depression on this vehicle. Oh, and the ELC has gone down the river road, or the lake road I should say, and now the Object 261 is very upset, or at least not upset, but he needs help. And Captain Ashstorm's coming back. He acknowledged it, so it's just a matter of him saving the Object 261 as quickly as he can. He might get hit. Oh, unfortunately couldn't get back in time. And I said he might get hit by the Conqueror gun carriage if he lobs a shell in this direction. After all, the ELC is going to spot him. Hasn't spotted him yet though, which means he's probably behind the rock. Yes, there he is. One shot, that's all it needs, and the ELC's out the game. And now that means the T54 and the Waffenträger had to come down this way if they're going to win this battle, because they have to take away the cap from Captain Ashtorm. He'll have to stay here to defend his cap, because if he tries to go up the other end, yeah, one of the others will just come down the other side and cap out. Yeah, that top speed I mentioned earlier, 34.3 kilometers an hour, at least I think I mentioned it. It's a very slow, heavy tank. Mind you, it does have a lot of weight. 80 tons, fully loaded. One shot's all it takes to take out the T-54. Well, we knew it was a one shot from earlier. Unfortunately, our teammate in the other Conqueror didn't finish him off. It was the other way round. In fact, that T-54 fired a heat round at us, expecting that it would go straight through, but unfortunately he didn't get it this time. And the Waffenträger may come down the lake road. That's why I think Captain Ashtorm's going over this side. It would make sense for him to come down this side, because he thinks Captain Ashtorm's over the other side. Well, I do believe Captain Ashtorm is going to go to the enemy cap. I just hope that the Waffenträger doesn't go down the valley, because if he does go down the valley, Captain Ashtorm's going to have to turn around and go straight back. Good, choosing the right side to go around that Object 268 version 4 object. And the Conqueror. One shot's all it takes. 400 alpha. You got 530, which is a high roll. But of course, it tells the Waffenträger where he is. So the Waffenträger's going to be ready and waiting. And of course, remember, he's got that big 15cm gun, which is probably capable of 750 alpha. So if he gets hit, or if he gets spotted, 6 cents will go off and we'll know that the Waffenträger's this end. I have the sneaking feeling that the Waffenträger, if he finds out Captain Ashtorm's in the cap, he'll reverse and come back. Well, at this moment the Waffenträger is worried, because now Captain Ashtorm is capping, and if the Waffenträger tried to cap, he wouldn't be able to win in time. So it's up to him to come around the corner, and Captain Ashtorm just needs to wait here for the moment. Oh, he's capping, which is a silly thing to do. He's expecting Captain Ashtorm wants to get his top gun. No, he's decided not to cap, and he's coming back. He realises he couldn't cap out. So the question, which way will he come? I expect he'll come along the lake road though. I don't expect him to go to the valley, because the valley is quite slow, mainly down to the fact that it's very boggy ground. So Captain Ashtorm's thinking the right thing as well. He thinks he'll come down the lake road, which is the quick and easy route. It's faster. And although Captain Ashtorm is giving up on his top gun by staying in the cap, the fact is that he forces that guy to come back, and if he doesn't come back, he wins. And if he does come back, he gets the top gun. So if he wins by capping, he gets an invader. If the guy comes back, he gets a top gun instead. And he comes back. Oh, and a nice big hit, but it's not enough to kill him. And the Waffenträger does get a hit, so he's not going to get the invader, but he gets the top gun instead. Nice one. I'm sure his team are happy. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tanker for Captain Ashtorm in the Super Conqueror, the tier 10 British heavy tank. He got a Reaper for getting consecutive enemies with consecutive shots. He got a fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A hand of God for surviving the battle. Henry received damage from 4 different enemy tanks. And a Bruise the Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 8 in this one. He did get a Steel Wolf because he blocked the most damage, at least 11 hits, over 1,000 hit points, and survived the battle. You got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and he did do the most damage in the game, which ends up with a high caliber. His win rate in battle, 7,815, which is Super Unicum standard and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at team score. There you go, top of the table, 5,729 hit points went to Captain Ashton. Second highest damage went to the Scorpion G, who made a bad decision to try and attack the T-54 on his own. Or was it the 50 TP, sorry. And yeah, that didn't work out too well for him. The Scorpion G got a Confederate 3,315, and the third highest damage in the game went to the Conqueror on the enemy team with 3,130 hit points. And I think that's all. Yep. And when it came to kills, it was Captain Ashton top with 6 kills, 3 kills to the K91 PT on his team, and 3 kills to the Conqueror on the enemy team. In fact, actually, it's the Conqueror gun carriage. What am I saying? Not the Conqueror. So he was actually quite a good Arty player, wasn't he? Bump 77, 3 Arty kills. And when it came to base XP, it's Captain Ashton with 1,180. 1,076 went to the Scorpion G and 933 went to the Object 430. He fired 19 rounds in that game, got 17 direct hits and 16 penetrations. Damage of 5,729 hit points, all of it done at close range. 12 hits received from the enemy, 3 penetrations, 8 non-penetrations, and 2 hits by way of splash damage as well. 2,320 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 2 enemy vehicles spotted. 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, and 237 hit points of damage assistance. And he got 2 capture points because after he killed the Waffenträger, he was still in the cap. 79,106 credits for the battle, 65,000 for mission completion, a total of 144,106. After repair, ammunition, resupply, and consumables took away a profit of 39,340 credits. He got 2 bonds because this was a tier 10 game. And he earned 1,770 XP, no multipliers, so that's all the experience points he took away. But it was a good battle, just goes to show how superior the Super Conqueror is to the standard Conqueror. And my apologies to Bum77 for mistaking him for a Conqueror. There was a Conqueror on the enemy team, actually. I should actually say, when I was looking at Conqueror, I was thinking it was him, which I was mistaking this guy for this guy. That was my mistake. That's the excuse I'm holding to. Anyway, nice game by Captain Ashton. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And of course, do please remember that we have another channel called The General, where you can watch replays without any commentary whatsoever, but they are really great battles in Virgin clients, which makes them easier to watch. And I hope you'll pay it a visit. I'll leave a link in the description below. Thanks for watching.